Yeah, hi, my name is Rami. I'm the one in charge of www.techieguides.net. I'm just going to show a guideline on setting up Apache because I know Apache is used in majority of enterprises and companies, etc. This will be like a setup guide. So initially, I've already got Apache on mine, but I'll just type the instruction when it's come to installing Apache. Now I'm using Putty, which is like a SSH client. You could do it on directly on your machine, whichever way you want to do it. But initially, to do it, you're going to type in sudo apt-get install Apache 2, and then basically what you're going to do, you're just going to press enter. It'll ask for the password, which you type in. If it needs to download it, as it says there's nothing there to download. Now to restart Apache, it'll probably ask you to restart it. So you're going to do sudo /etc/init.d/Apache 2 restart. Press enter. It'll just say waiting, etc. as you can see. And then that's basically Apache restarted for you. So now, of course, as I said, that's Apache installed and restarted. The next thing, of course, is creating something called a virtual host. Now, this is what allows your machine. So if you've got a static IP, sorry about that. Then of course anyone, when you type in like www.google.com etc., and basically what the virtual host does, it allows that www to go from your machine to the World Wide Web. So in this case, as I said, we're going to copy. Now usually the file is associated in etc directory, in the Apache 2 directory within etc. Now, depending on your version of Linux, it could be named different names. Now, on Ubuntu, so as I said, on Ubuntu, of course, the file, depending on what version, could be either called 000-default.conf, or be just default.conf, depending on which version. In my case, it's default.conf. So what we're going to do here, it'll be typing in sudo copy etc apache 2 site available. I'm going to change it where it says 000-default.conf. I'm just going to change it to default.conf. And then basically, as I said, in the same folder or directory, we're going to go into the sites available, which is also available in Apache 2, and we just call it my new site.conf. You could call it anything you want. You could call it, I don't know, Timbuktu.conf. You could call it my best ever wedding.conf. Anything. It doesn't matter what you want to call it, but this is what the file is going to be called. And then once you've done that, you just press enter, and then it will create the file. Now, as I've already created the file, I'm going to basically skip this. It's just so you're aware what you're doing here. I'm just going to go directly to the source. I'm just going to do change directory to etc apache 2 sites available. I'm going to do ls. As you can see, I've got a few in here. So basically, just do sudo pi guides.com. So I'm in the directory where the files are actually located in sites available. The other thing as well that I forgot to mention earlier on, when you've created or copied the file, the default.conf, and called it, mynewsite.conf or whichever it is .conf, you have to enable the site. Now to enable the site, you have to use something called a2n site. You're going to do sudo a2n site, and then basically my new site.com or whatever it is, or mynewsite.com. So basically that indicates, of course, you've actually enabled the site. Now I've already my site, which is called techieguides.com. I've already enabled it. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to edit it or show you exactly what you need to do when it comes to creating a virtual host. I mean, you could take examples from mine, edit it according to your preferences, etc. and so forth. As I said, this is my version of it. So as I said, at the top you got something called server name, and then I got the server name should be techieguides.com. Where it says server alias, that's where you type in then www in front of the domain name. So whatever your domain is, that's where you type in the www section. And then the document root is where the files are located. So this is which indicates, of course, your index file, your images, etc. and so forth. So in my case, in the var www directory, of course, I created a folder called techieguides.com, and then in there, of course, I put all my files and folders and images and all that in there. So that's the directory. Now, if you go further down, you have to make sure that allow override should be under all. Where it says directory, the open one, not the closed one, make sure it's var www / your so it'll be var / www / whatever the folder you call it that you created. So if yours is my new site, you put my new site. In my case, it's techieguides.com. And then what you have to do here is further down you'll see something that says allow from. Make sure that's set to all. And all you have to do is just confirm everything accordingly. Now it's only usually the top section, of course, that you need to edit. And then basically once you've done that, you just press the shift and the colon and just type in WQ if you want to save and exit. If you've made no changes, just type in Q and then basically just exit the actual thing itself, and that will take you back to the main menu or to the terminal, in other words. So as I said, once you've done that, so now you've created the virtual host file, you've enabled the virtual host file as well. So basically that should be literally the setup of Apache all done for you. I did forget to mention that when you first installed Apache, you could also access the welcome page, which is like when you created in the past when it came to HTML. We used to do like that hello world, etc. and so forth, or test page. So in the address bar, if you open up the internet, all you have to do is either enter localhost, all one word, or numbers, which is 127.0.0.1 in the address bar, and that will just bring you like a page saying like whatever, welcome or whatever, hi, my name, and it will say this is using Apache web services, etc. If you have at this stage, once you've created the virtual host file and everything, what you can do in the var www is then build upon your HTML coding and everything and build the website itself. Now I've already built mine. I have given like a brief description on the page regarding how to create, basic visual index file. You can go online and everything regarding get like free HTML templates and use those as well. I haven't, in my case. Mine's actually my website, techieguides.com and .co.uk are built. So, but as I said, you can get free ones and they're decent ones as well. The modules, of course, in Apache, I've put the one regarding the modules. I'll disable mine because I don't need to use them at this present time. But I hope this introductory or this guidance has actually helped or assisted everyone. If you do have any queries or anything, please let me know. And as I said, hopefully I'll be doing my next video until I decide which topic it is, of course. As I said, because I myself don't. But as I said, I hope that's actually been useful for you. Any issues, please let me know. Thank you very much. Take care. Bye bye.